WWE has made a major announcement. AEW is teasing a major announcement. We're going to talk about those announcements in just a little bit, but we have some news. And if you guys want more news, make sure you click that subscribe button. We're going to kick things off with Gangrel. This is just a little bit of an update because we have been talking for a couple days now about the report that Gangrel could be involved at WrestleMania 39. Now Gangrel has taken to social media, posting a photo of himself at the airport with him tagging the location that he's leaving the Fort Lauderdale airport, going to Los Angeles, California, which obviously we know WrestleMania 39 is in SoFi Stadium. Obviously, Gangrel could be doing one of two things. Keep in mind with WrestleMania weekend, it is not uncommon for wrestlers to be doing signings, photo ops. There's conventions and things like that. Of course, there's indie shows if he's booked for any of those. But also at the same time too, with Gangrel, we know with those reports of him going to WWE to do the entrance with Edge, I'm sure he's read on the internet about these reports. So there's always a chance that he could be working everybody as well. There's two weekends, very specifically in the world of wrestling, where you will see wrestlers who will typically try to tease something. And when they try to tease something, they do it during Royal Rumble weekend and they do it during WrestleMania weekend. And obviously that's because when everybody is glued to their phones trying to figure out what's going to happen, and wrestling fans just love being spoiled with information. So Gangrel could easily be working everybody based on that report, or we can actually see Gangrel show up at WrestleMania as part of the Brood entrance with Edge. I am super excited to see what happens with this. Obviously, I threw out the idea a while ago at AEW Revolution that maybe Christian is headed back to WWE, and that's just fun little speculation. But now there's a lot of people who actually believe that could be the case. I don't know if that's going to be the case, obviously, but clearly WWE has a lot of surprises. I'm excited to see what they are. Just saying, though, this doesn't actually guarantee that Gangrel is at WWE. It could very well be an indication that he is, but just keep in mind, this doesn't actually guarantee it. I want to talk a little bit about AEW because we have some big WWE news as well. AEW, Tony Khan says on a media call ahead of ROH Supercard of Honor, he claims that basically AEW to London is coming in the very near future. He says that announcement about AEW in London is coming very, very soon. He also says he doesn't know exactly when, but he says that we should all believe him because it will be very, very, very soon. So he is very confident that AEW is headed to London. I can't imagine why a wrestling fan would not like this type of news. Ultimately, it's about being able to expand your business beyond limits, right? And I think WWE and AEW being outside of America is a great thing. I think the London fans will absolutely love AEW. I think anybody who lives in Europe that has the opportunity to go to AEW the crowd will be incredible. We have seen how the UK crowd responds to WWE. We saw Clash at the Castle, and these people are itching for AEW to be there. And for a year or two now, we've been talking about AEW going to the UK, and now we are very, very close to it. And Tony Khan is not necessarily hiding it. Now, of course, Tony Khan has chosen to not give people details on this, but at the same time, too, it sounds like this could very well be a big announcement that is being made soon because Tony Khan himself is already publicly talking about having a major announcement, which I know some of you guys don't like when Tony Khan has major announcements. I think sometimes his major announcements aren't really that major, but ultimately he is trying to promote his show, so I do understand that perspective of things. But is this a major announcement? That's the real question. Is going to London a major announcement worthy of promoting a TV show? And the reason why I ask is because Tony Khan has confirmed on the April 5th episode of AEW Dynamite, he will have a major announcement that will make fans very, very happy. And as we all know, he has had some major announcements in the past that haven't necessarily lined up with those words. He says he is very happy with ROH and how it's influenced his booking. He feels more invigorated. He feels very confident about some of the stuff that he's doing right now on television, but he had to reiterate on this media call that he will have a huge announcement for Dynamite. Is this announcement going to be the signing of Vikingo? Maybe Commander? Is it a new signing? Is it not a new signing? Is it Jay White? Is it not an announcement in terms of signings or anything like that? Is it the AEW video game news? We know that we're waiting for AEW Fight Forever. It could potentially be Fight Forever. Is this announcement with, the London show. Like, what is considered major in this case? And I think that's one thing that Tony Khan, I know for a fact, just looking at my audience, people are tired of hearing about big announcements only for it to fall flat. And I think that's a huge problem for AEW. But again, Tony Khan is being a promoter. I understand both sides to the argument. I get it. But he has a big announcement on April 5th. Once we learn more details, I'll obviously keep you updated. AEW is not the only one with a major announcement. WWE made a major announcement. We'll get to that in a second. During the media call with Shawn Michaels, the media scrum for WrestleMania weekend, Shawn Michaels did confirm that Stand and Deliver could be the last time we see some of the talents on NXT. Obviously, if you watched my Stand and Deliver prediction show, there are a lot of people who could be ready for a call-up right now. I think Indy Hartwell is one of those names that is very likely. I think Tyler Bates is one of those names that could be very likely for the main roster. I think Braun Breaker is one of those names who is ready for the main roster. I mean, Carmelo Hayes is definitely ready for the main roster. So a lot of the results are going to be interesting. Grayson Waller could be ready for the main roster. I'm super intrigued to see what actually happens here. But WWE, and more specifically Shawn Michaels, is not necessarily hiding who could potentially be making their debut to the main roster. Plus, it's WrestleMania, WrestleMania after Raw, Raw after WrestleMania, SmackDown after WrestleMania, NXT after WrestleMania. It's a year filled with big surprises. WWE is not necessarily hiding it. They want you to know this. But again, this is pretty massive. But this is not the massive announcement that WWE has made, because the massive announcement that WWE has made has actually falls in line with something called NXT Battleground. And we spoke about the trademark before, and we knew that WWE was introducing a new pay-per-view. But did you know that WWE was introducing the pay-per-view on the same weekend as Double or Nothing? That's right. So we just found out that Shawn Michaels has confirmed that Battleground, NXT Battleground, will be taking place on May 28th, and it's going to actually go head-to-head with Double or Nothing. The same exact weekend is when King and Queen of the Ring takes place in Saudi Arabia. WWE NXT Battleground will be taking place in Lowell, Massachusetts. So ultimately, WWE is making a decision to compete head-on with Double or Nothing. I'm happy that we're going to get a lot of wrestling shows that weekend. I'm glad that they're trying to do more premium live events for NXT. I don't like the idea of them going head-to-head with Double or Nothing. On a Sunday night, I like Sunday night pay-per-views a little bit more. I don't like the idea of them going head-to-head. I want to be able to watch Double or Nothing. I also want to be able to watch NXT. And that's just my personal preference. But this is the decision that WWE has made. They have decided to go head-on with AEW. I'm not sure why. But that's a pretty major announcement. The NXT is going to be in another bigger arena. I like that. I like that they're doing these widespread shows. Best of luck to them. I don't know how I feel about them going head-to-head. As of right now, I don't like it. But, yeah, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Tons of big news. I'll keep you guys updated along the way, plus live coverage every single day until WrestleMania Night 2. Thanks for watching.